Hello and welcome, dear viewer, to my channel. Today in our video, I will tell you what stories people have sent me in the mail. Should I get revenge on the one who betrayed my love? I have been dating a man that I was friend with a long time ago. When we met again, I found he was a more handsome and successful, and I started to fall for him. We started to have a romantic relationship. He always made me feel warm and happy when we were together. He always seemed nice and hardworking. There was no sign that he was seeing another woman. When I went to his house on the holidays and other special days, there was no sign of other women in his place. However, last week when we were together, another woman called him. I tried to find out who she was. The woman texted me. I was quite shocked, and so immediately took time off from work to go to his place to ask who she really is. He texted me to apologize and begged me to forgive him. He told me that he has been seeing her for more than a year, that she is educated, 18 years younger than me, and also from northern Vietnam, just like him. I am the same age as him, mature, and have a business. I guess he just wanted to take advantage of my money. Perhaps he does not favor me since our hometowns are far away, and he met me after he met that woman. I took a screenshot of his phone and other evidence, and then I broke up with him. I was actually relieved to find out the truth. I am planning to tell his colleagues and family about his romantic affairs so he loses credibility. Should I do that? My husband cheated on me with my sister. After dating in college, getting married and having 2 children, a son in college and daughter in middle school, my husband and I are now both nearly 50. My husband owns a successful business that sells construction equipment. I'm an elementary school teacher with a meager salary. My husband helps me financially. I only have to use my money on basic expenses for myself and our children. My husband is an intelligent and knowledgeable man. He relied on his own talent and skills to build his company. He is very respectful of our parents, and he's responsible for a couple of my younger siblings who work at his company and earn a decent living. My parents have 5 daughters. My 2 older sisters work as teachers in the countryside, and my 2 younger sisters all live nearby and work at my husband's company. My husband has also provided his siblings, nieces, and nephews the opportunity to work with his company. My husband has a lot of flaws. He likes gambling and cheats a lot. He frequently hooks up with prostitutes. I've tried to stop him from cheating many times, but nothing seems to work. Our lives, mine, my children's, and my siblings, all depend on him, so I chose to look the other way. But something that I would have never expected in a million years just happened, and I have no idea what to do. It has to do with my youngest sister. She was a good student, and she used to live with us during college to save money and bring our families closer together. She helped out with household chores and helped me take care of my children. She was kind and academically gifted, so my husband was fond of her. I was very happy about this. When she graduated, she began working for my husband's company. He had nothing but praise for her, saying that she was very quick-witted and helpful. This made me all the more happy and trust her even more. She was vivacious and had great communication skills, so my husband frequently took her on his business trips. While my sister was a college student, sometimes my husband gave her expensive gifts as rewards for her good academic results. My husband and my sister began going out together more frequently. Sometimes I thought that there might be something fishy going on, but I quickly dismissed the notion. After a while, when the company began to flourish, my husband announced that he would open a spa and make me the manager. I refused the offer because I like being a teacher and want nothing to do with business. My husband then offered the position to my sister instead, as she wanted to try doing business. That was when my sister started becoming distant. She constantly came up with excuses to avoid seeing me. I thought that something might be happening to her, but then dismissed those thoughts again. She then announced that she had a boyfriend and was planning to marry my husband's cousin. She got pregnant shortly after getting married. I often came to visit my niece. I would also like to add that the spa business suffered huge financial losses in the beginning, and my husband was the one that took care of those losses. Now, the spa has become more stable and started making profits. My husband gave my sister all the funds for the spa, and she got to keep all the profits. My youngest sister and I used to be very close, but she started avoiding me after becoming the manager of the spa. I put 2 and 2 together and decided to find out the truth behind my husband and my sister's relationship. Their relationship was deeply emotional. They flirted through texts and went traveling together. It seems that I'm the last person to know about their affair. My husband's cousins who work at his company all warned me about their relationship, and I think many knew about it. Aside from my youngest sister, my 4th youngest sister also works there, so why didn't she tell me? I don't want my family to have a bad reputation. I don't want my children to suffer. And my parents and in-laws would not be able to handle the news. I have had trouble sleeping these past months. I can't get the image of my husband being intimate with my sister out of my head. I'm exhausted. I've started losing weight and can't focus on my job. What should I do now? I don't want my father at my wedding. I'm getting married in a few months, but I don't want to do it if my family insists on inviting my deadbeat dad. I'm a fully grown 24-year-old woman. The one thing that's been bothering me right now is the fact that my in-laws and my mother want to invite my father to the wedding. I'm devastated and don't know what to do. My father left us for another woman when I was in 3rd grade and my sister was only 9 months old. My mother said that not only did my paternal grandparents refuse to talk him out of it, but they also encouraged it because my sister and I were girls, and they need a son to continue the bloodline. My mother took us to Saigon. Our lives were extremely difficult. Sometimes I woke up to my mother crying in the middle of the night. I was in 5th grade when I became aware of what actually happened. I knew my mother had to take care of my sister and waited in lines to get free meals at the hospital so we didn't starve. My mom had to do everything. My sister and I grew up in the arms of the landladies, kind neighbors, and our teachers. My father and his side of the family never offered to help. My resentment grew by the days, and I became determined to confront my family about this one day. But the more I grew, the more I forgot about the past and never wanted to mention it again. After years of hard work, I graduated and started working. My mother-in-law was my literature teacher my senior year of high school. My husband loves me very much. He even gave my mother a small apartment to help her have a stable life after nearly 20 years of having to rent. Now I don't want to include my father's name in our wedding invitations. I don't even want to see him again, but my in-laws and my mother do not support me in my decision. I know that they want to make up for my painful, fatherless childhood, but I seriously don't need it. Is it selfish of me to not want to have anything to do with my father and his family? Am I such an unforgiving person? My wife lied. She already has a child. I'm a 54-year-old Vietnamese living abroad who recently married a 36-year-old woman. We met 4 years ago when I was traveling in Vietnam. Before COVID, I used to visit Vietnam twice a year. I dated my wife for a year before proposing. We had only met each other twice while dating. I'm a traditional man, so, in my opinion, a wife should be a virgin before marriage. We were preparing the documents to register our marriage when COVID hit. Flights were limited, so I couldn't go back to Vietnam to sign the marriage certificate. We decided to wait. I never expected that COVID would last for nearly 2 years. After the pandemic began to die down, I flew to Vietnam to sign the certificate. We got married 6 months after that. When I realized my wife was no longer a virgin on our wedding night, I was extremely disappointed. Still, I decided to let it go because I know women nowadays usually have sex before marriage. But things only got worse after that. 1 week after I came back to Vietnam, my wife confessed to having a child. During COVID, she had a fling with an ex and got pregnant. That man already had a family, so he refused all responsibilities. My wife couldn't bring herself to get an abortion, so she hid her child from me. While we were dating, we only texted once a week and never video called, so I had absolutely zero idea that she was pregnant. I can never accept something like this. I expected my wife to be a virgin, let alone someone who already has a child. She and I are getting a divorce, but the court hasn't finalized it yet. Let me add that I was married before, and my ex-wife was also caught cheating on me after 1 year of marriage. We had no children before the divorce. I hope you can give me some advice. Thank you. Write in the comments what you think about these stories. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video if you like it. Also put a bell so you don't miss new videos. See you soon.